Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular council meeting for the City of Dauphin for October 17th, 2022. And before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2 land, traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Assiniboine, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. And we affirm our commitment to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council accepts the regular council meeting agenda as presented. Any questions or comments there? None. I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council waives the reading and accepts and approves as circulated the minutes of the following meetings. The regular council meeting from September 26th. And the special council meeting we held just a couple weeks ago on October 5th. Any questions or comments regarding those minutes? Councillor Eilers.
Yes, I just wanted to question, we had a high bill for our water bills, and there was over $12,000. Do you know how many of these have been paid?
So I don't know offhand, but what happens is that they get paid, they get added to the property taxes, and then the taxes are already due for this year, so they would be accumulating interest.
I was wondering because it's not till July 31st for.
That's right. That's right.
Of next year.
Of next year, but they're added to taxes, and it's like an outstanding account. So it is like this year's tax is not paid yet, so they are accruing interest.
Okay, because I was kind of concerned for waiting. Like there's one really large waiting a whole year before they get paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that all items listed under item 5, consent agenda, be approved as follows and form part of these minutes. We will start with action items under A, number 1, the proclamation for World Polio Day. Whereas Rotary is a global network of 1.2 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change in communities across the globe. And whereas in 1985, Rotary launched Polio Plus, and in 1988 helped to establish the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which today includes the World Health Organization, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, UNICEF, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to immunize the children of the world against polio. And whereas polio cases have dropped by 99.9% since 1988, and the world stands on the threshold of eradicating the disease, thanks in large part to Rotary's contribution of more than $1.9 billion and countless volunteer hours to protect more than 2.5 billion children in 122 countries. And whereas on August 25th, 2020, World Health Organization declared the African region to be free of wild polio virus, an incredible achievement worth celebrating after a decades-long commitment by Rotarians, their partners, and millions of healthcare workers and supporters. And whereas Rotary is working to raise an additional $50 million per year, which would be leveraged for a maximum impact by an additional $100 million annually from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And whereas these efforts are providing much needed operational support, medical staff, laboratory equipment, and educational materials in the fight for a polio-free world. So now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim October 24th, 2022, as World Polio Day. And if you listen to the radio, you would hear Rotary Radio Days is coming up, or is happening actually right now on CKDM. So that's great. We will also have the proclamation for Radon Awareness Month. Whereas radon is an invisible, odorless, and tasteless radioactive gas released naturally during the breakdown of uranium in soil and rock. And whereas radon gas decays, it forms its radioactive elements that are carcinogenic if inhaled. And whereas radon exposure is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers in Canada, with an estimated 3,200 lung cancer deaths related to radon each year. And whereas Dauphin residents are encouraged, to protect themselves by testing their homes for radon and taking action to reduce high levels. And now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim November 2022 as Radon Awareness Month. And that is, of course, recommended by the mayor and the city manager. We'll move to number 3 on the action items, outstanding water accounts added to taxes. And be it resolved that the following water accounts do be added to taxes on 139 Kirby Avenue West, $173.26. The previous tenant did not pay their final utility bill. And on 220 Fifth Avenue Southeast, $242.22. The current owner did not pay the final utility bill. That totals up to $415.48. And that is recommended by the Director of Finance and the utility clerk. Moving on to B, filing items. Number 1, Association of Manitoba Municipalities news releases for September 29th and October the 6th. Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM Connect for September 27th, October 4th, 12th, and 14th. FCM Voice, September 26th, October 3rd, and October 11th. Number 3, Manitoba news releases. The Premier, Premier Heather Stephenson, to lead Canada's Premier release. The Families, the Journey to Independence Fund, and Advanced Education, Skills, and Immigration/Agriculture. 2 releases there, expanding training of veterinary medicine and a shortage of veterinarians. Number 4, Community Futures Parkland newsletter for September of 2022. Number 5, Mountain View School Division's News Digest for September 26th and October 11th. Number 6, Prairie Mountain Health's Health Plus newsletter for October of this year. Number 7, the Canadian National Railways changes to crossing invoicing. And number 8, Polio Plus Society polio newsletter for October 2022. And all that as recommended by the mayor and the city manager. Any questions or comments regarding those items? Councillor Bellemare.
Yes, just further to the Radon Awareness Month, I just wanted to mention that we tested our house and we were about 1,000 on the radon tester, and you should be well below 200. And we had a couple of neighbors that had the same experience, so we had local plumbing companies help us with that. It wasn't overly expensive, and considering that radon does cause lung cancer, it's, we just felt it was a really wise thing to do. Interestingly, we have a neighbor that's 2 streets over and their radon was fine. So it's really hit and miss where it is in our community. So just wanted to mention that.
Councillor Eilers.
Yes, my question is about CN changing of billing. So we were doing this on a monthly basis, and now they're suggesting a quarterly basis. So we would be carrying the costs of them for a quarter. Would this be wise to go to the quarterly versus the monthly as far as collection for that? Do you see any savings?
So it's actually them invoicing us, so we pay them.
Right.
So we would make 4 checks. And it's just over $300 every month, so it would be over $1,200, maybe about $1,300 quarterly now.
Okay, so it would be.
It's going to cost us less in the long run because A, we get to keep our money a little bit longer each quarter, and B, administratively, we're only going to write 4 checks in a year instead of 12.
Okay, and my concern was, would they be doing the same checks that they are presently? Is that a standard? Because I was wondering if this was a case, because I see them doing signal maintenance, but not always.
Yeah, it's an agreement that we have with CN that we pay monthly for signal maintenance, like every month. And so sometimes they do a lot and sometimes they do a little, but we have to pay every month anyways.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Councillor Juba.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Polio Plus Society proclamation couldn't come more timely as well. The Habitat for Humanity crew on Saturday spent a better part of a day making sure that the radon levels at the habitat site are going to be around that 200 level as opposed to the 1,000 level. And it's another coincidence in there. There's several Rotarians were there, so it all ties together well. So thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Juba. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following corporate report for the October 17th regular council meeting tonight. That report is of the city managers. Take it away, city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been about 3 weeks since our last meeting, and I have been away a significant time, almost half of that time in the last 3 weeks, attending to my father and his recent illness. I'm happy to report that he's, I think, on the other side after surgery and is recovering, and things are going well. So special thanks to the Deputy City Manager and everyone at City Hall who filled in for me during my abrupt absence since the last council meeting. A couple of things, though, I was working on in the last 3 weeks. One was regarding the municipal election. So as the city manager, I'm not involved in the election proper. We have a senior election official and election workers here that are helping out with that. But my role is with campaign financing, and it oversees that component. So in April of 2022, the city passed bylaw 03/2022, being a bylaw of the city of Dauphin authorizing campaign expenses and contributions at a municipal election. That bylaw outlines the contribution limits to a candidate, campaign expense limits for each candidate, portioning of income from a fundraising event, and details of the election finance statements, what information to include on those forms, when to submit the forms, and the consequences for not submitting the forms or incorrectly filling out those forms. So I've been reviewing the bylaw, corresponding clauses in the Municipal Act, and seeking clarification with the Manager of Municipal Support and Advisory Services with Municipal Relations regarding a couple questions I did receive from the public. Also, as part of the 22 election, we are putting together new councillor information binders. So that's something that we've given out the last few elections as something tangible that a new council member can take home and read through and reference periodically throughout their term. And we have been working on providing information from each manager or each department to update the binder and put that information in. And then the second thing I'll update on is the AMM Cities Caucus. There was a meeting in Morden at the end of September. And so since 2017, the AMM Cities Caucus has had a fall meeting in one of the member cities. 2017, it was Thompson. 2018 was Flin Flon. 2019 was Winnipeg. 2020 was Steinbach. We hosted it in 2021. And as I said, this year was in Morden, 2022. Mayor Brandon Burley welcomed us at their local recreation complex, and we discussed common issues like the strains that everybody are experiencing on their budget, as no one truly predicted what the inflation would be, or the drastic increase of everything, frankly, when we were working on our budgets at the end of 21 and early 22. We discussed concerns that the ICIP, or Investing in Canada Infrastructure Projects, that they are going to be drastically over budget because they were funded based on numbers that we used in 2018 when we applied for the grant, and in some instances earlier than 2018. And as an example, Brandon's portion for their a project that they were awarded more than doubled due to inflation. And part of those contracts for funding those projects is that the province and the federal government is not a part of any of the cost increases. All of the cost increases would have to be borne by the municipality. And last, we talked about concerns about the delay in the promised community safety and wellbeing plans. There's 12 communities and First Nations who were promised those plans and to work through the process from the province, and that was promised way back in April, and we're still haven't seen any movement on that. Municipal Relations Minister Eileen Clark and Deputy Minister Bruce Gray were in attendance to answer our questions about these issues, and they presented on some other things that they have going on. We enjoyed lunch and then a tour of the Canadian Fossil Discovery Centre, which has the largest collection of marine reptile fossils in Canada and is home of Bruce, the largest publicly displayed mosasaur in the world. And he's approximately 13 meters in length, and he was first discovered in 1974. Something to note, though, it also had a replica of Chris the Croc, and he is a Terminosaurus robusta, and that was found near Dauphin. And Chris the Croc is actually at the Fort Dauphin Museum, but I was very excited when there was a Dauphin reference at the museum in Morden. And that completes my report.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments regarding the city manager's report? Seeing none, I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Eilers, be it resolved that the finance accounts having been examined by council, be hereby authorized and approved as follows. Check totals ranging numbers 30346 to 30428. That's 83 checks totaling $523,520.04. No voided checks in the current range, no voided checks in past ranges. There were 5 electronic payments in September. Those totaled $285,287.45. Any questions or comments regarding those numbers, Councillor Bellemare?
Just a comment. I see that there was a check written for the drainage study, and I'm not sure where we're at in the process of the drainage study, Mike, but and you don't have to comment on it if you don't want, but just knowing, I think it's important our public knows that we're doing a drainage study because we just want to keep our city protected as we have all these unusual weather events.
Yep, no, that's right. The study was completed in 2021, but this is the detailed design work required that's going to be required as part of the highway reconstruction project. So it's just kind of the final steps of that right now. So
okay, that's the South End project.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Any other questions? None. I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Stakilo, seconded by Councillor Juba. Be it resolved that the council accepts information, the unaudited financial statements before PSAB adjustments for the period ending August 31st, 2022. That does include number 1, the general fund balance sheet and general fund income statement, and number 2, the utility fund balance sheet and utility fund income statement. Any questions or comments there? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the reserve report for August. Questions or comments on that one? Being none, we'll call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the budget variance analysis for August of this year. Questions or comments regarding the analysis? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following engineering staff report for the October 17th regular council meeting, that of the building inspector for September. Some exciting stuff in there. Looks like Councillor Bellemare wants to talk about it.
Okay, that's the word I had written on my agenda here. Exciting. Yeah. So, I mean, there's $1.66 million worth of investing in Dauphin in this engineering report. So the fourplex, obsolete brewing, Delta 9, a restaurant, and the new mini mall. I mean, it's pretty exciting stuff. So it was just really great to see this, especially on our last meeting of this term. And all the stuff has been coming along, and it's just nice to see it's hitting the ground.
Yes, we definitely talk about it. It's exciting times for sure. Any other questions or comments? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Juba. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following protective services report for this evening's regular council meeting. That's for bylaw enforcement for September. Questions or comments regarding that? Councillor Bellemare.
Okay, sorry, I probably should have emailed this question. In the bylaw enforcement officer report, there he went to a PSTF meeting. We use a lot of acronyms. Anyone know what?
Property standards. Task
Oh,
force.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following protective services report for tonight's regular council meeting. This time, the animal control officer for the month of September. Questions or comments regarding this report? Councillor Juba.
I just want to say, I want to give my compliments to Mr. Todd Tarrant. There was an incident, one of the Ukrainian families who had just recently moved to town and because of their unfamiliarity with the rules and regulations, et cetera, they gave me a call and they asked me who to get in contact. So I put them in touch with Todd. And I just want to put a word in for Todd that he handled that situation with the Ukrainian families very well. So I just want the community to know that Todd is out doing his work. He's doing a lot of PR work and explaining the rules and regulations to people, and so that people have a better understanding. So, and he's even helping our new Ukrainian families, and that's great. So I just want to mention that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that council accepts this information, the minutes and reports, report, from the following committees. Number one, the Intermountain Watershed District, regular board meeting from August 3rd of this year, and their 2021-2022 annual report. Number two, Communities in Bloom, regular committee meeting back in September on the 22nd. And number three, Dauphin Recreation Services regular board meeting back on September the 28th. Any comments, questions regarding those meeting minutes? Councillor Eilers.
I have this in my report, but I just wanted people to be aware of that the watershed, Mountain Watershed has released their annual report. I think there should be special recognition in their tree nursery program. They provided trees to 130 communities who participated in the reforestation program. Altogether, hear this number, 12,350 trees were provided to the parkland communities, including Indigenous communities. And I think they should get recognized for their hard and diligent work with, as well as having that tree nursery, which has really helped our whole parkland. So kudos to them.
Councillor Bellemare.
Just further to what Councillor Eilers was saying, they also donated 5 trees to the Friendship Center, and those were planted at the end of the week, last week. So, yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, we'll call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that council accepts this information correspondence dated October 17th, 2022. From the Deputy City Manager advising that the City of Dauphin is partnering with the Dauphin RCMP to launch a 9 p.m. routine. The campaign that will run for 21 days on the city's social media accounts is to remind residents to develop a habit of securing their belongings and their home by taking these small steps at 9 p.m. each night. They are remove valuables from yards and vehicles, lock vehicle doors, remove keys from ATVs and farm equipment, lock all exterior doors, turn on an exterior light as well. And further be it resolved that council encourages Dauphin residents to participate in the 9 p.m. routine for the next 21 days and beyond to be a part of a collective, proactive approach to crime prevention in our community. Any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Bellemare.
Okay, my goal is to get my husband to lock his truck door. No, and I said that on TV. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, he doesn't watch. Okay, I just want to thank our Deputy City Manager for coming up with this idea, finding this idea and running with it. So I think this is a valuable asset for our community. Thank you.
Indeed. Any other comments, questions, Councillor Eilers?
Okay, I really encourage anybody who's visiting and all through the day that they lock their vehicles, because we've had during the day people have left their vehicles unlocked and they've lost goods. So I think it's a really good idea that when you leave your vehicle unattended, that it's locked no matter what time. And I really think this is a good reinforcement of of that, but I think it should go further of locking our vehicles all the time when they're not attended.
Any other questions or comments? Again, thank you, Lisa, for your hard work on this. Exciting to see the reception online, and we get to give out prizes as well for the people that are most engaged on the post. So thanks again, Lisa, Deputy City Manager. And we'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Some more exciting stuff. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information a memorandum dated October 13th, 2022 from the building inspector regarding a proposal to subdivide PT.SE 1/4 section of 4-25-19 WPM Lot 4. That is Plan 65947 DLTO for owner Highway 10 Developments Limited, care of Lance Delorier, and applicant Balkan and Kilchickie Surveys, care of Greg Molnar, Community Planning Services file 4411-22-7715, application 21065. Further be it resolved that Council approves the subdivision application for the property as described above with the following conditions. Number one, City of Dauphin will require written confirmation that a detailed plan of development will be provided to the City of Dauphin, showing all structures to be constructed and how drainage, landscaping, traffic flow, including construction of internal roadway and connection to a sewer system and water supply are being dealt with, and all of which must be to the satisfaction of the city. And number two, the development agreement between the City of Dauphin and the owner remains in place for the land, including the newly subdivided parcel. Questions or comments regarding that? Seeing none, we'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stakilo, whereas the Dauphin Fire Department will hold their annual Firefighters Ball on November 5th, 2022. Be it resolved that Council authorizes the purchase of tickets for Council and senior administration to attend the 2022 Firefighters Ball with all costs borne by the city. Good to see that event back. When was it? It's been 2019 was the last time the Firefighters Ball was in Dauphin. So good to see that event back. Any questions or comments? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Juba, whereas the Dauphin and District Community Foundation grant provides funding for projects that improve the quality of life in our community. So be it resolved that Council accepts this information correspondence dated October 11th, 2022 from Amanda Novak, Executive Director, Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal Corporation, requesting a letter supporting their application to the Dauphin and District Community Foundations for a grant for their basement renovation. The project that would add a classroom and 2 additional office spaces to the under one roof building at 37 3rd Avenue Northwest, which would enable this facility to host an innovative and much needed adult learning center. Further be it resolved that Council commends Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal Corporation for their efforts to provide Dauphin's residents with learning opportunities and fundamental services, and approves a letter supporting DNRC's application to the Dauphin and District Community Foundation to make their basement renovation project possible. Questions or comments regarding that? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that Council accepts this information correspondence dated October 5th, 2022 from Kayla Gillis, President of Canada's National Ukrainian Festival, requesting a letter supporting CNUF's application for a Building Communities Through Arts and Heritage grant to fund costs associated with providing live music, dance, and cultural demonstrations at CNUF's festival in 2023. And further be it resolved that Council appreciates CNUF's for their work in bringing Ukrainian entertainment to Dauphin and for keeping Ukrainian culture alive in our community, and authorizes a letter supporting CNUF's application for a Building Communities Through Arts and Heritage grant to assist with costs associated with their 2023 festival. Questions or comments there? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Stakilo, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the invitation and community events listed below. One invitation from the Manitoba Métis Federation Incorporated, Purple Thursday, happening on October 20th. And 2 community events. Prairie Mountain Health will be hosting their annual general meeting on October 26th. And the Dauphin Fire Department, as we mentioned, their firefighters ball is returning on November the 5th. Any questions or comments regarding those events? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. And we shall move to councillor privileges. And today, I'll start on my left. Deputy Mayor Stakilo, if you're ready.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For myself, September 26th, regular council meeting. September 28th, we had a rec board meeting. Also, excuse me, on September 28th, we had a property standards meeting. And on October 5th, special council meeting here at City Hall. I was in attendance on September 29th for the flag raising. And as most of you know, we installed 2 more flag poles on the City Hall property here. So now, in addition to the Canadian, Manitoban, and the City of Dauphin flag, we have the Treaty 2 territory flag and the Northwest Métis Council Manitoba Métis Federation flags flying alongside them. So that was great, and it was a great ceremony. And then on September 30th, the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, attended some events around the community, and it was nice to see everybody out and supporting that. So I just want to commend everybody that was involved with that. Yeah, no, I just want to take this opportunity after my privileges here. It's, as we all know, this is the last council meeting for this term, and just wanted to say thank you to all my fellow councillors and to the mayor for a, I'm not sure quite the word to say, but it's been an interesting 4 years. There's been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of adversity that we've had to go through, and you know, it's been an honor to do that with you alongside me. So thank you very much, and as well to City Hall staff and administration and everything. Thank you so much for your support and your professionalism over the past 4 years. And thank you very much. And that ends my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Eilers.
On September 20, thank you. On September 26th, Employee Relations Committee meeting, and then followed by a regular City Council meeting. On September 29th, virtual meeting with Riding Mountain UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. There was discussion about projects in the Riding Mountain Park as well as surrounding lands. On September 30th, I participated in Truth and Reconciliation, both at the CN Park and the Parkland Crossing. These were very informative sessions showcasing traditions and raising awareness of the impacts of residential schools and promoting the concept of every child matters. On October 5th, I attended a virtual education center lunch and learn on governance. And on October 5th, employee review meeting. October 7th, I attended the virtual attendance to review the development plan from the city. On October 13th, we had a Communities in Bloom meeting, and then followed by I attended the Parkland Humane Society AGM. Very informative and very good intel on challenges facing the group. I want to do a big thanks to this group of volunteers. They have 3 board members year-round that take turns in working a 24-hour shift. So there's always 1 board member for every 8-hour shift. So if you do the multiplication, 24-hour shift times 365 days, which amounts to they volunteer 15,000 hours to our city to look after our 4-legged friends. They only have 1.25 paid staff who do administration of files and communication, and this does not include the volunteers who do foster care, and there's a number in our community. So kudos to all of those who are looking after our community in this regards. I already mentioned about the watershed, providing the 12,350 trees to 130 communities. I also wanted to mention that there's monarch butterflies in Vermilion Park. And what I mean by that is a friend of mine made a total of 9 butterflies, and they're located throughout the park on trees. And we also gave one to our Ray Straczynski when he retired from our committee. Here's a picture. I couldn't get it, place it on, but he had utilized this, and actually he had a clock that had a butterfly motif, and it wasn't working anymore. So he placed a butterfly in there. So please take a look there. It was really well done, and I can't give the name of my friend because he refuses to make any more. They were very time consuming. So anyway, but he said we can use this for if we can get woodworking maybe at the high school to be doing that. And they're very well made. I want to offer condolences to Eugene Mayuk's family and friends on his passing. He was a longtime employee with the city of Dauphin. He was an active volunteer in numerous clubs. And I also want to offer condolences to Mary. She was very active community member and talented streamsist. She provided many traditional outfits for here, like in Ethelbert and here in Dauphin. She was very, very involved with the groups. And I just encourage everybody to vote in the upcoming election. Advance polls at City Hall on October 20th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And election day is at the Dauphin Friendship from 8 to 8 p.m. on October the 26th. And as this last meeting, I want to thank everybody for their diligence for the last 4 years. And good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Councillor Eilers. Councillor Juba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. September 26th, regular City Council meeting here at City Hall. 29th of September, attended the Dauphin District Handy Van special meeting at the Handy Van office. October the 5th, attended special meeting at City Hall. And the 7th, I attended Dauphin City Plan meeting at City Hall with urban system trails. They were here to give a presentation on the development plan. Some community stuff. On September the 29th, I also attended the flag ceremony here at City Hall. The 2 additional flags make a wonderful addition to our landscape, and rightfully so. September 30th, I attended the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation at Parkland Crossing, and after a year of suffering and etc., I was able to do the circle dance. So much improvement for me. I want to express my deepest heartfelt condolences to Vern McKercher and his family on the loss of his wife Brenda. Vern McKercher and I worked together for many years at St. Strelchuk Funeral Service, and Brenda, she was a very, very nice person, and she will be deeply missed by all her family members. Just a brief Habitat for Humanity report. Work is progressing at the site. We had 10 volunteers, including 3 Ukrainian newcomers assisting us at the site this last Saturday. We did our best to keep the radon level down to 200 particles, and it was really nice to have the newcomers in our community take part in this community event, and they will be helping us out on further adventures going forward with the site. I want to end my report by saying a special thank you to our mayor, Christian Loughlin. I just want to say thank you to you for your leadership skills, and you did guide us through a turbulent time. I also want to thank the city manager and all the city staff for your guidance through the year. It's we do truly have the best group in town, and we should be very proud of the accomplishments of that we have. We worked hard and we made it. So that's my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Juba. Councillor Bellemare.
Okay, I'm going to call these councillor comments just to be different on the last day rather than councillor privileges. On October 5th, I attended a liaison meeting for the Watson, and so the city staff, or the City Hall staff and Watson staff and representatives talked together about the building. And we did a similar thing with the Dauphin Public Library because the city owns both of those buildings. So it's really good to have everyone at the same table and just talking about what needs to be done and prioritizing it and funding it and all that kind of stuff. So and that's happening this week. And that also has been a really good example of having everybody at the same table. It just seems to work so much better. So I think that's something I'm very proud of for what's happened this term is these liaison committees have been set up and have been working very effectively. On October the 7th, I was here where we received the draft copy of the new city plan, and it's going to take the city through the next 20 years of development. So how that's going to work is each new council over the next 20 years, so there will be 5 of them, will refer to this document to see what they will select as their priorities to focus on during their terms as council members. It's a readable, evergreen document with lots of public input and lots of things that if we accomplish even 75% of them in the next 20 years, it's going to make a phenomenal difference to our city. So very, very exciting. It's been mentioned already about the election information from Councillor Eilers. And just one other point, if people are unable to go to the advance poll this Thursday or the election day the following Wednesday, you can come to City Hall this week and make arrangements for something called a sealed envelope. And the staff will explain all of that to you. And I too would like to thank my fellow councillors and the mayor for a rewarding and memorable council term. And thank you to the staff for all of your work and professionalism during the last 4 years. I'm very proud of our accomplishments and our many success stories. Mayor Al would be very pleased with what we've done in the remainder of our term. We are a great team. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bellemare. For myself, on September the 26th, I too attended the Employee Relations Committee meeting, and then later that day, the regular council meeting. On the 27th, City Caucus meeting in Morden for the day. Lots of great discussion there, as the city manager had mentioned. I just want to thank the community of Morden and the mayor, Brandon Burley, for hosting. He was actually acclaimed in his role, so he's looking forward to another 4 years, and I wish him the best of luck. On September 28th, I attended Dauphin Rec Services meeting in the morning and then came here in the afternoon for property standards in the afternoon. On the 29th, I too attended the flag raising event here at City Hall with Treaty 2 and the Manitoba Métis Federation. Thanks again to everyone who attended that day. It was great. The next day, September 30th, I attended and spoke at the Truth and Reconciliation Ceremonies here in Dauphin. Thanks again to both groups for the invite. October the 6th, or excuse me, I'll go to the 5th first. I attended the special council meeting here at City Hall. Then on the 6th, of course, that meeting with Urban Systems regarding the city plan. You can go to dauphin.ca to check it out. And also there's a survey there. I believe the survey is open till October 22nd. So it's still up there. So check it out on dauphin.ca. October 13th, I too attended the Communities in Bloom meeting here at City Hall. And on the 15th, I went to the Dauphin Kings game at Credit Union Place. Good to see a decent crowd on hand for that one. And finally, with that all being said, I just want to say thanks to my fellow councillors and to city staff for all their great hard work over the last 4 years. It's been an absolute honor to serve the city for the last year and to work with all the great people here at City Hall. So thank you very much. And with that being said, make sure you vote on October 26th. And with that being said, moved by Deputy Mayor Stakilo, seconded by Councillor Bellemare, be it resolved that the council meeting be recessed at 5:45. Have a great night.